Hello and welcome to Tonic Studios. I'm Leo and I'm here today to show you how to put together our latest Create and Make die set. This is the Celebrate with Love champagne bottle gift box. So I'm going to show you how to build this from start to finish. The only thing I've done is lay up a couple of my decorative panels just so you can do that. So we are going to bring the die set off, and once I can show you which die we're using, of course it's hard to go back to the instructions. So it's been a few months since I've got this, so I'm going to be So we are going to start with, let's start with the base. It's all about that base, right? So for our base we have two of the smaller bottles. So when you're looking at your die, let's stick that one back on so we don't lose him. You've got two bottles nestled inside each other. Your base is going to be the smaller of the two because obviously that fits inside your lid, so it needs to be the smaller one. So we need two of those, and then we also need four of the base sides, which is this large panel here, which is going to give us this. So we have four of those ready to go. Let us get to gluing. So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can put all of these in a row, push your base into the bottom and stick another one underneath. How am I going to do it that way? I don't know. I'll figure that out as we go along. First of all, I'm going to join all of my glue tabs together. I'm not going to fold any of these score lines yet because they're going to fall in different places along your bottle. You may not actually want them to be folded. So use them as alignment marks and then just glue them all in a nice long line. When you're gluing tabs like this, it is best if you can to get your glue right to the edge and to all of the corners just to give you the strongest bond possible, since this is actually holding your box together. And try and make sure that this is all nicely lined up as well. This is going to be the top of your gift box. Okay, last one going in. There we go. Just going to hold that for a second while my glue grabs. As always, we say it very often when we're down here gluing, be kind to your glue, give it a moment to actually grab before you try and pull it and make it do anything. Okay, there we go. I'm comfortable that should be all nicely adhered. So I'm going to leave those, like I said, I'm not going to fold these score lines, but I am going to fold all of my little tabs. And you can see on here that we have both rounded and square tabs. The rounded ones mean they're going to be going around a corner or a curve of some variety. And then your square tabs are really just to kind of fill in the gaps. They give you a little bit of extra cardstock in between the ones that are glued together. So you don't have to glue those just on the rounded ones. So I'm just going along, pinching all of these along the score line. This makes this look really big, doesn't it? How long this strip is as it goes off the edge of the glass mat here. There we go. So I'm going to start, I'm going to take one of my base pieces. Now we've actually cut this, and when I say we, I mean Mammy Ali, because she's cut this for us. She's cut all of this in our 216 GSM classic card. Especially for the side pieces, because you are going to be wrapping them kind of around this shape, which obviously has quite a lot of curves to it. The slightly lighter weight cardstock is going to make that much easier for you to do. And in order to help it, I'm not going to do this with a bone folder or with a precision creaser, just with my finger. I just want to give it a little bit of a bend, because it kind of curves in both directions. We're probably going to have to manipulate it back the other way in various points. Anyway, now on here, hopefully you can see we've got a tiny, tiny little deboss just at the bottom. And this is your mark for where you want to start gluing this on. Very important, you want to start with the end that has the glue tab on, because if you start with the other end, you've then got to try and tuck your glue tab in, which you might find a little bit tricky. So I'm going to put some glue on my first couple of glue tabs. Not too many to start off with, because we need to get this to stick and be nice and secure before we move on. So I'm going to tuck this unwieldy bit of cardstock under my arm here, finding that line, and I want to line that up as close as possible with my glue tab. And I'm just going to pinch my first tab under the base, and I am going to hold this for a good while because this is my anchor tab. So we always like to put one on first, especially when we're starting to manipulate cardstock around curves like this. You want one that is anchored, that isn't going to move, that you can then kind of pull against and manipulate your cardstock around. Yes, that's what we need. So hopefully I have a good one there. I probably would normally hold that for a bit longer, but you know, video. So I'm going to move on to the next one because I've pre-glued that, so my glue has gone slightly tacky, so it's going to grab a little bit quicker. And then we get to the first curve, so I'm going to just pull that around and I'm going to stick my third glue tab just on that curve. And again, give it a good pinch. Just give it a second to grab. And as you're doing this, you want to kind of keep moving this. You don't want to have it out to the side because that's going to pull your tab in the wrong direction. So try and make sure that you are keeping it close to the shape that you are moving around. Okay, hopefully I can let go of that. Ooh, maybe. Let's get a glue on a couple more of my tabs. And again, you want to try and make sure you get glue right to the edges of your tabs. They are quite small, so you want to have as much glue to your cardstock surface area as possible. Pull this back in a little bit so you can see. There we go. So just pinching each one nice and firmly and kind of pushing against the edge of the shape as we go around. Just like this. Obviously I'm using our deluxe adhesive, so we've got a nice quick grab on this. And by gluing a couple of tabs sort of ahead of time, it does start to go slightly more tacky, so you get an even quicker grab as you go along. Okay, before I start on the next curve, I'm actually going to glue a couple more. Because we're just at the point now where we're going to start curving inwards instead of going around. So let's push those up against there. Again, I'm going to pinch, and the next one. So try and pinch those two together, like so. Normally I'm too close, and now I'm too far away because my cardstock is long. There we go. Better. And then onto the next one. So again, just working our way around the shape. Did you know bottle shapes are actually quite difficult to make into a gift box? We had to do quite a few different iterations of this to find one that was both recognisably bottle shaped, but also that you could actually glue a piece of cardstock around and it didn't pull out in all the wrong directions. We had good fun. Part of that fun testing process that we get to have upstairs. Okay. Where am I glued up to? Let's get some more. Next couple of tabs. And keep doing exactly the same. Just give your tab a very firm pinch from either side. So around the top, once you're happy that tab is in place, you're going to get those two. So you should hopefully find that you now have two tabs that are going to sit across the top of your bottle. So to hold both of those, And we'll pray to the glue gods that they're going to hold them nice and firmly for us. Let me try and see if I can switch hands, go around the other side. Bit more glue. And then back around the other side. And that's the bit that your cardstock really won't like doing, because you are literally going back on yourself here. And you can see that my little square tabs, I've not glued them, I've only glued the rounded ones. The square ones, just kind of like I say, fill in the space in between so you don't end up with the kind of little holes along the edge of your gift box. You can glue them if you want to, but you might actually find it easier to manipulate the cardstock if you don't glue all of them, believe it or not. Okay, back down the other side. Just making sure that all of your tabs are on the right side. Don't let any get lost inside your gift box. Next couple, and we're almost at the end, so I might as well do the rest. Let's risk it. Right the way to the end. Okay, let's go. Just around that curve there. So hopefully, having watched the reveal already, if you did, you've got some ideas of the kind of things you're going to be putting into your champagne bottle gift box. I definitely think money and chocolate is a winner in my book. If I had one of these handed to me with, go and grab yourself something to drink and here's some chocolate to have with it, kind of a gift, I would be up for that. My kind of gift, for sure. Have you seen any other shapes in it as well? I know we did say violin cases or guitar cases or various types of sporting rackets as well. What have you seen? That's always the fun part, I think, when we launch something like this. Seeing all the other things that you see in the dies that we possibly haven't. And seeing all the ideas that you come up with. Right, last couple of tabs going in. I'm also going to put some glue onto my end glue tab. So it's going to be a lot of hands in the way here, I'm very sorry. So I'm holding the last tab in place, but I'm also holding my big glue tab up the back as well. Just making sure I've got that nicely lined up. And I'm itching to get that tiny little bit of glue there, but I literally don't have a nail free right now to swipe that away. Right, okay, there we go. Whew, it's gone before it dries in place. So there is a little gift box. Now at this point you can press it down on your surface. If you need to tweak any of your rounded edges, you can do so. So there is the base, and then my second base is of course going to go over the top and hide all of those glue tabs. So for this you're going to want to make sure you get glue right to the edge. Not too much glue though, you don't want it all squeezing out. And then a good bit across the middle. And why am I doing this with a precision tip? What is my name? Karen? I don't think so. Let's get some real glue in here. There we go. So right over the top, hide all of your glue tabs. Press it into place. Okay, and like I say, that is the base of our gift box done. You can then add some decorations on sides if you want to. I would say it's probably easier to glue this first and then add your decoration on, rather than trying to manipulate it when you have your decorations on the side, but entirely up to you. If you've used lighter weight cardstock, you might find that easy enough to do. And it's exactly the same process for the lid, so I'm not going to make you sit and watch that again. Just do exactly the same with your smaller pieces. So you've got, again, 2 of your lid piece, which is the slightly bigger bottle, and then we have the side panels, which are the slightly shorter ones. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so my lid is done. It fits nicely over my base to form a very traditional green champagne bottle I've got going on here. Mammy Ali was obviously in a very traditional mood. So next up then, let's get this thing decorated. I'm going to start with the larger band that goes around the base. So for that I have, let me bring in my dies, 2 of this large panel here, and then I've got the sentiment panel stuck onto that, and then I've got 2 of these as well, these side pieces, and again I've got that cut in some beautiful gold mirror cardstock. So I'm going to fold along my score lines. Now this piece is shaped, so you'll notice it has a slight curve top and bottom, but also the edges are going to curve slightly for you, so that it fits around the curved edge. It's only a very slight curve around here, but there is a curve nonetheless, and it will need to fit around that for you. So do take care when you're gluing this together that you definitely have the right sides going together. She says consulting the instructions to make sure that she does that correctly. So we need to, let me just make sure these line up nicely. This way, yes. And that fits that curve. Or does that fit that curve? That fits that curve. There we go. So yeah, do a dry fit just to make sure. Did I put down the one I think I did? Does that look right? What do we think, people? Yeah, let's go with that. And then the same on the back, so you want to make sure that you've got this the right way up, so you've got your curve. It's kind of more of a smile than a frown. Yeah? Smile side up. You're never going to forget that now. So pop this on the other side. And again, just, you know, be kind to the glue. Pinch it. Give it a few seconds. Don't rush on. I mean, obviously you're not going to. You're going to be enjoying making these and take your time over it. Get it all glued together nicely. It's just us that feel like we have to rush for a video. Okay, so 2 sides done. I'm going to put my last side piece on. That way up. I want to say it's ever so slightly wider at the top. I could be wrong though. But it isn't entirely square. I know that much. At least I don't think it is. I'm looking at it now like, am I talking absolute rubbish? Maybe it is square. Let me know. If you think I'm talking rubbish when you get your die set, let me know in the comments. Okay, last one going in. So I'm going to leave that to one side for that glue to set. I'm going to do the same with the top one. So I have, again, these little pieces that are going to give us, it's like the foil around the top of your bottle. Why can I not see that die on here? I'm not going mad, am I?
It would appear that Alison
may have lost a die. Right, okay. So yes, you need the piece that is this shape. We're calling this the sleeve front and back, and you need 2 of those. They will be on your die set. However, as you can probably tell, this is a second-hand die set that has previously been used to cut the prep pack by the one that loses dies. So, moving on, I'm going to fold my glue tabs.
It's trying to be so quiet.
Oh, no need, no need. So yes, Karen is pressing the buttons behind the cameras for me today. Mammy Ali has left us again.
To our own devices.
To our own devices, indeed. So again, we have curvature going on here. So you can definitely see that this is not square, hopefully. Wider at the top than it is at the bottom. And you want it to be that way. So the wider part goes on top of your sleeve. Okay, I can't believe she's there. That's not even a small piece.
It's so funny. It's probably underneath a glass mat. We'll find it when we go upstairs.
Yeah, we will. We should have checked.
I didn't think, because it was back in the packet. That's so funny.
Oh dear. We love our Mummy Ali dearly.
We do.
And all of her die losing ways. Okay, other side going on. Just get rid of that bit of glue. I'm very bad at not using my nails for crafting. They're meant to be jewels, not tools, and yet I use them as tools all day, every day, which is why I end up breaking the sides of them. And I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Definitely not.
Like this bit here, because this is where I tend to press stuff. That piece is the piece that always snaps first. Right, last bit going down. Obviously, decoration-wise, this part is really entirely up to you. However you want to decorate your champagne bottle, guitar case, violin case, sports racket. You obviously have a set of dies that will make you a champagne bottle, but if you want to make it into something entirely different, I'm sure you will find various pieces in and amongst your other dies that are going to work for what you have in mind.
I would love to see that.
Oh, me too. I can't wait to see what people do. Where am I putting those? Right, I see, like that. Okay, I'm going to put this part on. So this is, let's call this the cork. Is that what we've called it? Yes. Excellent. I was right. And this is just going to glue directly onto the lid, like so. Now, hindsight is a beautiful thing. And with hindsight, I probably would have put this little piece on a foam pad so that I could tuck these behind it. But that's okay, we can work with that. So I think
behind the whole thing.
That way? That way. No, it is that way, isn't it? So again, these are shaped. I'm going to put them on top. I'm going to be a rebel. Just around the edge.
Why not?
Like so. And these are shaped to fit around that decorative panel on the top as well. Very clever, this die set. Don't tell her.
Such a small die set.
I know. So there's the little ribbon tails. So now my cork is in. Let's get this part on. And then hopefully I can get this on without knocking those straight back off again. No, just wait. Be kind. Be kind. Okay, I've got a couple of little decorative pieces that I can pop onto here as well. Definitely going with the Karen glue for this one. That's what it's affectionately known as now. Karen glue.
I use it for everything.
I know. I switch. So if I'm doing...
have 2 bottles open at the same time.
I think I've got like 4 open on my desk, but that's just because I'm greedy. And I keep losing them. Not in a Mammy Ali has lost a die kind of way.
That has absolutely killed me today. That's so funny. You look at the die set, and it's just not there.
It's just not there. So let's get this nice decorative piece across the middle of my bottle. And then these, I think I'm going to put them in the corners. What do you reckon?
Nice.
Let's shimmy that off. I feel like that's on crooked, but hopefully you'll forgive me.
I think that bigger one as well would fit on the bottom really nicely too.
Oh, is that meant to go there and is this meant to go at the top?
I think so.
Oh, have I done it wrong? Oh well.
Yeah, it doesn't
This
matter,
is my
does it?
own interpretation.
It's just decoration, so, you know, decoration is very personal, isn't it?
Yes. That's absolutely what we're going with. Couple of dots of glue around this. This is definitely one that I would recommend just tapping off your excess glue. Just because this is so fine. And you really don't want that squeezing out over there. So, one down on that side. Nope, fine glue. I know we need to ask Richard to invent us next. Something to hold our glue
Oh, definitely.
that way up.
Yeah, hold our glue so it's always ready in the tip for us.
When we go upstairs, we'll have to remember that. Okay, one there, one there to match. Swirly, like it. Okay, let's hope I can get this back over there without knocking them off. I can. Go me. Okay, I've got a little tag. I'm going to put that. Oh, should I put it under here? Yes. Let's do that. Big glue. And I'm going to have to leave that once again. It's like I don't want to use this piece. Right, you just sit there for a second. Oh, bear with. Let's try that and not work against gravity. Okay, a couple of little flowers. Let's put these on. So you have to bear in mind, obviously, that you need this to be able to slide off. Otherwise, you can't actually get into your gift box. So just bear that in mind when you are decorating. Let's put a couple of these. I'm going to mash
It's nice
this.
to just decorate the sleeve anyway, isn't it?
It is. Let's get one. Try and do. I probably should hot glue this, but we'll just hold it for a second. Everyone loves watching glue dry. I know.
You can just insert some elevator music.
Yep, exactly. Right, you stay like that.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
slide in. I see it. I see it. Let's chuck one up on there. Is this approximately dry yet? Let's give it a go. Hold your breath, everybody. Yes, yes it is.
Beautiful.
Okay, it moved ever so slightly, but we're going to pretend we didn't notice that. We're going to put our last flower just up here. And there is my, yep, shop, just like that. Finished. Now what is this? Celebrate with Love champagne bottle gift box. I got there in the end. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you very soon. Happy crafting.